Pastor Russ here with hope for today. This time things were different. Moses was no longer leading the children of Israel. For 40 years he had faithfully led them through the wilderness. But now Moses has died. He never entered the promised land. Joshua had taken over. The people were poised. They were ready to enter the promised land, but yet they faced another challenge: how to get across the Jordan River. It was flood season during this time, and it would be a formidable challenge to somehow, some way, get across the Jordan River. There is no doubt that there are some of the people there that day who were just children or even teenagers when God miraculously used Moses to part the Red Sea and they walked across on dry land. I'm sure they were remembering, thinking about that. Could God do such a miracle again? Could he do it? Would he do it? The priests were called to the front, who were in charge of the Ark of the Covenant. This was a wooden box inlaid with gold. In it, it contained the 10 Commandments as well as some other artifacts that were very important to the nation of Israel. It represented the very presence of God. When the priests came forward with the Ark of Covenant, when they set foot into the Jordan River miraculously parted, just as the Red Sea had done 40 years ago. And the children of Israel were able to walk across on dry land into the promised land. Remembering what God has done in the past can often build our faith. We often get to the point, just like the children of Israel did. Will God do this again for us? Can he do it again? Listening to other people's stories can strengthen our faith. So I would ask you today, what do you need to see happen in your own life? Seek out other people who have been there before and soak in the truth of our great God's ability. In Jeremiah 31:3, God says this to you and me, just as he said it to the nation of Israel hundreds of years ago. God said this: I have loved you, my people, with an everlasting love. With unfailing love, I have drawn you to myself. I want you to know God loves us just the same today as he did the nation of Israel. And there are times in our life he is more than willing to part the Red Seas of our life or the Jordan River. I would encourage you, if you're at one of those times in your life, turn to God. Ask God to help you do what you can't do in your own power.